What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I know I already said this like 2 videos ago, but there's a lot to look forward to now that we're in 2025. What I didn't mention last time is that 2025 is set up to be a real big year for Nintendo in particular. I know I'm not exactly a Nintendo channel, and honestly, I haven't even been using my Switch that much for like the past year. I've only used it to play Castlevania and East 10 recently. Either way, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least a bit excited for what Nintendo could do this year, considering all that's going on. I'm sure you're all well aware at this point, but the successor to the Nintendo Switch is to be announced and hopefully released this year. This new console has got to be the worst kept secret I've ever seen. There's been leaks going around each and every day. And at this point, I'm almost sick of it all. Every single leak is just stuff we either already know or could have just assumed. Oh wow, the new console will look a lot like the Switch. No way, the screen is going to be larger. Look at that, the Joy-Con are the same, but bigger, with some extra buttons. It's been the same stuff everywhere I look. It's real tiring. It's all just hardware stuff that I don't really care about. But you know what's hardly been talked about at all during this? The games. You know, the most important part of any console. The reason you even decide to buy one? Yeah, it's been real quiet on that front. I mean, sure, you can find people predicting what games will be their day one or year one and all that, but those predictions are just so safe. It's the same thing again and again. Even predictions about third-party games are starting to sound samey after a while. Well, honestly, I think it's time to change that. So today, I'm going to be going through my own personal wish list for Nintendo in 2025. Mind you, these aren't really predictions, like at all. Everything I talk about is just going to be stuff that I really want to happen. Some of it might border on delusional, but at this point, who cares? It's all in good fun. So, enough with the intro. Let's get straight to it. Well, before I actually get into my wish list, I should probably go over the stuff we already know about the Switch successor. I know you've probably heard most of this stuff before, but don't worry, I'll keep it brief, just for the off chance that someone watching has no idea what I'm talking about. First, this new console will most likely just be called the Nintendo Switch 2. A surprising amount of people think this is a bad name, and that it lacks the quote-unquote Nintendo charm or whatever. Mind you, Sony has been doing this forever. No idea why Nintendo can't do the same thing. God knows they can't afford another Wii U situation. Slapping a 2 on it is the easiest way to tell people that it's something separate and new, that it's not some sort of add-on to the Switch, unlike what happened with the Wii U. I've got no idea how people even thought that, but then again, I never owned a Wii U back then, so it's not like I'd know. Anyways, yeah, whenever they decide to reveal this console, expect the name Nintendo Switch 2 to show up. Second, the Switch 2 will, of course, be more powerful than the current Switch. If it wasn't, that would be genuinely shocking, especially after 7 to 8 years, advancements in technology and all that. Anyways, from everything that's been shown from the leaks and stuff, it's safe to say that the Switch 2 will be able to run games at 1080p in handheld, I think. Real nice upgrade over the 720p or lower of the current Switch. Not only that, the Switch 2 is going to be able to upscale your games to 4K, if that's what you're into. What's that? Nintendo of all companies going 4K sounds really unrealistic? Yeah, honestly I thought the same thing when I first heard about it. However, based on all the leaks that I really don't feel like getting into right now, it's safe to say that it's more than likely legit. So yeah, base 1080, upscale to 4K and all that good stuff. Truth be told though, the resolution isn't the most important part to me. As long as the game can run at like stable 60 FPS, I don't care what the resolution is. When I play games on Switch, then play some other game on PS5 or PC, to this day I still get caught off guard by how noticeable the difference between 30 and 60 FPS is. Anyways, just expect your games to look and run better on Switch 2. Oh, and there's backwards compatibility too, so you won't have to buy your games a second time, although I kinda just assumed that was gonna be the case. Everyone got really shocked and excited when it got announced, for some reason. Alright, that's pretty much all you need to know about the Switch 2. Overall, it's just a more powerful Switch. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now we can get on to the main part of the video. the games I want to see. To start off, I want to talk about launch titles. You know, the stuff you'll be able to play day one. The big games that'll make people want to pick up a Switch 2. There's genuinely endless options to go with here, but since this is a launch title we're talking about, I'll have to keep it more realistic. And if that's the case, there's really only one good option here. Senran Kagura 7. Nah, just joking. Could you imagine though, seeing Senran Kagura in the reveal trailer for the Switch 2? Anyways, what I really mean is that I think the best launch title for the Switch 2 is Mario Kart 9, or 10, whatever it ends up being called. I think this game makes the most sense. Mario Kart 8 was like the best selling Switch game, so having a new game day one with the drop of a new system is gonna be huge, especially depending on what they decide to do with the new Mario Kart. My guess is that they'll either bring back the Double Dash thing, or they'll increase the number of players in one race to like 25, you know, since the game comes out in 2025. I don't know, man, I'm just saying stuff at this point. Now, I have heard people say that Mario Kart wouldn't work as a launch title, and that the Switch 2 needs some kind of single player offering at the launch. But did people just forget that the thing is gonna be backwards compatible? If you wanna play a single player game, just play one you already have. It's gonna look better on Switch 2 anyways. Is that not all the reason you need? You don't need something insane like, I don't know, some new 3D Mario game right at the start. Cause depending on when this console drops, they wouldn't even have time to market a game that big unless the Switch 2 drops like this holiday, which is honestly what I thought was gonna happen. Apparently it's supposed to drop sometime in April, or May, or June? I don't know. People keep moving the month around. At this point, it could end up dropping on December 31st. Anyways, launch title Mario Kart 9. Now we can finally get on to my wish list, all the games I desperately want to see on this console. The first one being, unsurprisingly, Astral Chain 2. Y'all really do not understand. A sequel to Astral Chain is on the list of my most wanted video games right now, right up there with the remake of Ys 5 and another game that's gonna be talked about real soon. For real though, Astral Chain is one of, if not the best exclusive the Switch has, and the fact that hardly anyone talks about it is genuinely insane. That game changed my whole perspective on how good a video game could be. It's not that much of a stretch to say that game damn near changed my life. I swear to God, it's just that good. Unfortunately, a sequel probably won't happen anytime soon, since Platinum Games ain't doing too well right now. Hopefully though, now that Clover is back, they can just buy the rights and make Astral Chain 2 the way they want, with no limitations. Or something. I don't really know how that works. Either way, whether it happens this year and it's on the Switch, or if I have to wait for like the rest of my life, I'll be eagerly awaiting the first trailer for Astral Chain 2. And speaking of stuff I'll be waiting forever for, the next game I want to see on the Switch 2 is Devil Survivor 3, along with remasters of the first two games. If you came across my channel sometime in 2024, then it'd probably be near impossible to tell, but I'm a really huge fan of the Devil Survivor games. They were some of the first games I ever had on my 3DS, and they're also some of my earliest memories of actually playing video games. So yeah, they definitely mean a lot to me. Not just from nostalgia, but because they're just really good games. I have no idea how they haven't decided to put these games on Switch yet. Like, if they found a way for Entry and Odyssey to work on Switch, then there's no way they can't get Devil Survivor on there too. Just put both games on Switch together and call it Devil Survivor 1+2 HD Remaster, and boom, literally free money. And while just the remasters would be amazing, a third game would genuinely be life-changing. I've been waiting 7 years, hoping, coping for some kind of new game, but it still has yet to happen. Although with the Switch 2 supposedly coming soon, Atlas will definitely want something new to put on there, and personally I feel like Devil Survivor is a perfect fit. Although if they want something even easier to put on the Switch, there's always Soul Hackers 2, right? Seriously, how did this game come to everything besides the Switch? I swear to God, Atlas just wanted that game to sell like ass. Anyways, moving on. With the Switch 2 being a more powerful console, that opens the door to some much wanted ports. Although in my case, it's probably some stuff people won't really care about having on Switch, but that's besides the point. The first port I really want is Scarlet Nexus. This is a really great game, man. All the time I spent playing was definitely worth it. I had fun the entire time, and I definitely wouldn't mind a replay on the Switch. Being able to play a game like Scarlet Nexus on the go would be such a vibe, man. And if the Switch is powerful enough to handle Scarlet Nexus, and on the off chance that they're cooking up a sequel, that second game could also come to Switch. Would that game even come out in 2025? I don't know. 2025 just started, so it's kinda hard to predict anything right now. I guess there's a chance, but then again, I'm not even sure if a sequel is ever happening. The other ports I want to see are fighting games, but not the stuff people are already expecting, like Street Fighter 6 or Tekken 8. What I want to see is stuff like Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising or Guilty Gear Xrd. Like, come on, if the base Switch can handle Strive, these two games should be just fine. I'm not even sure if that many people would even buy fighting games on Switch, but if the Switch 2 is powerful enough, we won't have to worry about a portable version being way worse. It could be on par with original releases at the very least, and having a portable console with a ton of fighting games on it is definitely something I want. And I'm sure future fighting games will end up dropping on the Switch 2 as well. That new Fatal Fury game is a pretty good contender, although that game is definitely gonna be out before the Switch 2. Either way, a better console means more games can come over, and at the end of the day, games are what really matter. Now, this last game is super situational, as in it's pretty much me just being delusional again. But hey, I make these videos for fun. Now, a game I'd really like to see on Switch is God Eater 4. I know this has like no chance of happening, at least not this year, with Monster Hunter Wilds coming out and all. But man, at this point, I don't even care anymore. I really love God Eater, man. These games are just so fun. God Eater 3 is already on the Switch, and from what I've seen, it runs surprisingly well. If base Switch could handle God Eater 3, I just know a fourth game would look genuinely insane on Switch 2. Just thinking about the reveal for that game gets me hyped, man. If they have some kind of big Switch 2 presentation where they show off a bunch of games and the words Project GE pops up, I would genuinely lose my mind. God Eater 4 would save lives, I swear to God. Now, before I end the video, there's one thing I haven't talked about yet, and you're probably confused because it's literally in the thumbnail. But yeah, Trails in the Sky the First. It's not on my wish list or anything since, you know, it's an actual game that's actually gonna come out. But what I really want is for Nintendo to market this game heavy. No more of that 10 seconds of footage in a direct. I'm talking full trailers in a direct. TV ads, maybe even a special edition Trails in the Sky Switch. There's so much they could do. I'm not even the biggest Trails fan out there, but I'm still a Falcon fan nonetheless. Off the trailers alone, you can just see how much love went into this remake. And I want more people to love this series, to love Falcom in general. This game has the chance to get Falcom in the spotlight, get them up there with Square Enix and Atlas. Even if they're already way better. I really hope the marketing for this game goes crazy, because we all know how inconsistent Falcom marketing can be. They either make really good trailers or hardly make anything at all. If every future Falcom game can match how good the visuals and art style of Sky the First are, I just know for sure we'll be eating real good. And hopefully more Falcom games can end up coming to Switch. You know, more Ethan Trails games, the Zaby games, Guramen, hopefully Tokyo Xanadu 2 as well. Maybe the fact we haven't seen that game yet is because it's gonna be marketed with the Switch 2. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Seems like Nintendo is gonna have a pretty eventful 2025. Even if like nothing on my wish list ends up happening, I'm sure whatever games end up coming with the Switch 2 are gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Anyways, that's all for me. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I'll be doing my best this year to upload more often, so you'll definitely want to stay posted for future videos. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.